So this is going to be the last video with which I'll be introducing you to Pixelab app. And yes, let me call your attention quickly to the fact that if you want to find your previous projects that you've saved, I've shown you can save your work as a project from here. You can easily find that from my projects, and you will see the projects you've done, right here. One thing though is it's advisable to back up some of these things in your Google Drive or so. But then anything you see there, you can still always come back and make adjustments on them. You can always come back and make some adjustments on them. All right, so let's get back to this default. Now we're going to be dealing with this objects here. I said you can use this to bring in objects or image into your Canva to work with. So you have your stickers here, and these are the stickers. I rarely use them. Then you can use this to import images into your design. It's going to load your gallery, and you're going to have images that you can draw to create whatever you want. And I don't know what those look like 6 or something, so I can just use that to clear it off. And yes, you can make some adjustments here as well. All right, so let's move to the next one, which is shapes. Then you can have shapes here. You can change your shapes. You can do some editing here, like increasing the stroke width, right? You can increase the opacity. That is how visible that change you are making is. Now this is, I think, the opacity for the stroke, not the main image. All right, let me change it to a rectangle and see there'll be okay. This is the one for the actual shape, right? As you can see, so we have a slider for, and like I told you, you can use this plus or minus icons here. Yeah, you can use this plus or minus icons here to make the changes you want. All right, so you can see the opacity for the stroke now. Then you can change the color, right? You can use gradient color. You can, just like we demonstrated with numbers over there. Then we have the radius. Okay, I think the best this blowing the radius of the shape. Awesome. Okay, let me show you this. Let me use a rectangle. So if you want to have popped edges, then you can use this, right? The radius right here to adjust that. Let's move to the next one. Then we have these are the other options that are available for you when you are working with shapes, when you're working with images. You can just play around them. Some of them are already what we adjusted over there. And if you follow through the video I did on text, some of the options are available for text. Majority of them are also available for objects and images. So you can just use them and play around them. Like you can see inner shadow over here. You can see, you can test it and see what you get how it works. All right. So let's move to Bezier. I feel like deleting this. So with these two, you can bring in lines, and if you click on this plus button, you're going to have more. This is something that you can even learn on its own and apply in your work, right? So alternatively, you can decide to bring it in, and then just click on this. With these options here, you can customize and do a lot more stuff, right? But we're not focusing on that right here. Let me just cancel that, and let's do that again. Let's go again. Okay, so we have that, and if I click on it again, okay, this copy, you can have more of it repeated. Okay, then with this you can rotate it. That's for rotation. With this here, you can move it. Sorry, you can move it. You can draw more, right? You can click on the last edge and draw more. You can form a shape with it, no matter how fast, right? Okay, let me undo that. Minus. Then you can go on and just use this to create shapes and the rest. Okay, so let's move to the next one. We have these are the options available for just the same way you do for a shape. Add, rotate, your relative, color filters, and all of that. So you can play with those. Let's come to the third option, which is the arrows. Okay, let me check that. We have the arrows. If you want to introduce arrow into your project, and you have a forms of arrow here, you can use in your work. And you can make some customization, the color and the rest. You can do all that here like we do for other shapes. Just take notes. Okay, so let's quickly move to these other parts that we have not discussed about at all. All right, so now remember that I mentioned that here you have some backgrounds that came with the app. I rarely use them, so you can create your own, and to do that, that's what you do at this section. You can add solid color to your work. Now this is my solid color. Let me change this to solid color. And now, so did I click on any of those backgrounds? Let me go back here. restore it back to default. Okay, all right, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I want a solid color, I can click on this, and then I have a solid color. So you can use your own solid color. You can edit it further here, make it darker, with your slider or whatever you decide. It's all good. Or you can use gradient colors. Now remember the last video I gave an example of how to use gradient colors, but then you have options. You can customize your color here, how it's going to look. You can customize all that here. Then you can even add a third color, a fourth color, as the case may be. Here this is linear, this is I think linear too, but it's coming from up to down, from the top to down. So let me just top to the bottom. Let me just change this. Okay, so let's say that's the color I have there. Then maybe I'm picking this. All right, if I click OK, I'm going to have this as my background. All right, but then let's say I want to add another color. I'll just click on plus here. So maybe you want to add another color in between, and that's it, right? And you can adjust all that. You can move it all around. Just click on the one you want to move, and then you'll be able to adjust that particular color. How it's going to look on your work. Something like this. All right, let me make this better. Okay, let's like I'm dragging it down. Okay, something like this. Cool. Next, you can import images into your work like you normally do from this plus button, or from gallery, or from Canva. You can take a picture of an image you want to use right while you are designing and have it in your canvas to work with. All right, that said, let's get to the last part. So with this part, you can rotate. You can click rotate, whatever you're working on. Of course, I'll use, if I want to rotate this, I'll come to text and click on rotate and move it. Okay, so let's go back to this point. Then you can add this vignette will make your Canva dark at the sides, so you can increase it, you can reduce it, you can increase the transparency of it. You can increase it, you can reduce, you can just use it to add that effect to your work. You can change the color of that vignette and all of that. So next, you can add some noise to your project. So you can see, right, you can make it as clear as crystals. You can just add a little bit of noise to your work. All right, okay, so you can add stripes. Just enable it, and if you don't want it anymore, just uncheck it or enable it, disable it. That's all. Okay, then we have brightness. With this, you can control how bright your background is. Right, then next we have the contrast. Still about the brightness or the opposite, right? Then we have hue is your color, so you can with this create different variants of what you're doing. It's very powerful. So you're adjusting the color with hue, and saturation, you are either increasing how colorful your design is, or you're increasing the color that is currently there. You get, so that's how that works. And basically, we've gone through all the keys, all the icons, buttons in this app. Next, we'll look at how to make simple designs with Pixelab. So if you find this interesting so far, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.